We got a third high. And here we go.
By a different person.
And this intro was written by Krishna. He was in the bathroom. Maybe, I don't know. Hello, Earthlings and secret Viltrumites. Welcome to Was It Good? We are gathered here today to discuss the season finale of Amazon Prime's Invincible. And all I can say is, wow, 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 wow. I'm Ravi. I'm here with my brothers Krishna and Arjuna. And our glorious producer, Mr. Michael, has returned to us. First of all, let me just repeat. Wow, 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 wow.
You missed a few wows.
Yeah, I don't
think you got all the wows in there.
It's too many wows.
Wow, 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 fuck me.
Wow, wow, wow. The thing is, you should have made this for me first. I don't know. Key and Peele skit. Long time ago.
Gideon's Kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Would have been a great reality show if it was real.
Oh.
But speaking of reality shows, this is based in another reality.
It's a totally separate
The
reality
Amazon
from ours.
Prime animated cartoon superhero reality.
Yeah.
What did you guys think? Did you do what I did when you first saw this episode? And we're talking episode 6 of Invincible. The
Episode 8.
Episode 8, excuse me. Episode 8 of the first season of Invincible. At the time of the recording of this podcast, the show has already been greenlit for a season 2 and a season 3, which is fan-fucking-tastic.
I wish it would just be, I wish it would be like 10 seasons.
That would be weird.
Well, I mean, they did it for Rick and Morty. They renewed it for 70 episodes after the first 2 seasons, I think.
That's true.
Or 3 seasons or whatever, which is 6 or 7 seasons for them.
But what did you guys feel? What was your one-word impression?
Oh, we're going with that.
To
Mine was Marshall.
No, that
Get out.
make sense for that.
You can't just say Marshall for the sake of saying Marshall.
That should be a sound drop. We should add that to the board.
No Marshall.
No, Marshall.
You know what? I'll work on that. I'll work on getting some sound drops for us for
And
our
Marshall's
new
number
setup.
1.
I mean, we are taking a pretty much almost 2-week break, so
It'll be the longest break since 2018.
Well, we took the entire summer.
hey, we had to have summer vacation too.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I'll go first. My one-word impression is going to be unbelievable.
Wow.
I was...
That's 2
Hold on,
words.
No, wait, what?
Hold on. Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable. I felt many things during the whole season, but this last episode hit me every which way. Once again, the action was gory, glorious, brutal. It was super emotional episode. Everything between him and his father.
Omin-Man.
The classic line that I'm sure we're going to get to.
Yeah. What's for breakfast?
Wait, what's for? I don't remember that part.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. What is for breakfast now? Super good. It was unbelievable. This whole season this whole show came out of left field. Our producer Michael told us about it. Checked it out first episode, and it just never let you go. It grabbed you by the throat and it kept you there, like Omin-Man. Ripping your spine out. The whole show, it felt like my spine getting ripped out in a good way.
Wow.
So yeah, and it was a perfect season finale.
Wow. Perfect.
I honestly, I don't know if you have it in here where you sometimes do least favorite parts. There's none.
No, your least favorite part would be that it ended.
Yeah, there we go. My least favorite part is the end credits. No, the end credits were great too. It was when the show just stopped.
When you realized there was no more show.
Next episode.
Yeah.
I was like, did you call Jeff Bezos up and be like, hey, where's episode 9?
Yeah, you
need
bald.
it.
Listen, you bald fuck.
Does this series redeem Jeff?
No.
Well, you heard Bill Gates is joining Jeff Bezos in the singles club, right?
Wait, Bill is single?
Bill's getting divorced.
Wait, that's
Oh
the big
no,
news.
I didn't know
the
that.
news today. Yeah,
Him and
yeah, yeah.
Melinda.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
They're
Everyone's shooting their shot with Melinda Gates today.
I guess being a billionaire doesn't mean you can have everything.
Don't you though?
I mean, I don't know.
You can buy.
I've never been a billionaire that I can remember. So.
Oh, that's fair.
Are they trillionaires?
Who knows
Not
at this
yet.
point?
Not yet. No.
Quadrillionaires.
Gino, what would you say your one-word impression is?
My one-word impression would be montage.
Wow.
And the reason I say that is I want to talk about it. I don't think this moment is talked about, as much as the infamous line, as much as the.
Let's just say what that line is.
Go ahead, say it.
I actually can't remember. I don't want to say it.
I don't want to butcher it either. But
That's the response, right? But I think the line is like, I think he's like, "What will you have, Mark?"
Yeah. What will you have in 1,000 years?
500
500 years.
And
when
he's like,
everything is
"You,
gone?
Dad, I'll have you."
Yeah.
And then he
That was
flies away. His suit, how's
was a
that?
gut
Is it the atmosphere gets the blood off, or like
Because
burns
it burns off. Yeah, as
The
they're
second
flying
blood-
out.
Right. And then you also saw the little tear fall off in space.
I rewatched it.
Beautiful.
It's a lot of tears.
Like 3.
No, like it just comes flying out of his mouth. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, the montage at the end where
Seth Rogen's character asks him.
what is it, Alan the alien?
Yeah.
I believe, yeah. He's talking to Alan the alien. He's like, "What will you do next?" And they show this like really well done montage of just like all the different shit going on at Earth, and then it just like the nice hard cut right back to them. Was a big fan of that. I really liked it, and it really stuck out to me for the episode.
Yeah.
I'm going to say for my one-word impression, I'm going to go with Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
For a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm going to use Mark in a sentence, as in, the show hit its marks, or mark. Like, it marked the spot. It was an amazing show. Marks all around for everyone that was involved.
And the show is about Mark.
And then also the main character's name is Mark. And then also Mark Hamill plays a character who I thought was going to get utterly murdered. And he was alive and well.
Oh, man. Yeah, honestly, I thought the odds were high on him getting murdered. If Vegas had odds on that, Vegas made a lot of money.
I thought it illuminates a lot about Omni-Man.
Right, because he has friends, clearly. Like, those two were friends.
Relationships and feelings. Like, he acts one way, but there's at least a small part of him that is human.
It's almost like he was projecting when he was yelling all those things at Mark.
Remember when he just held Mark up to kill a bunch of people in the train? That was disturbing as fuck.
My one complaint about that scene is it didn't feel realistic.
What do you mean?
So what I mean by that is
our children.
So in a lot of the times when Mark is battling or being attacked by whomever, or even by his own father, Omni-Man, and he's getting punches, there's a certain amount of force that when he's impacted, he actually bleeds, like you or I. When he's being held up, and the train is coming at them full force with layers and layers of metal and metal and steel and whatever. He gets their blood, but he seems kind of okay, which I thought was weird.
Well, we're nitpicking here, obviously.
Yes, that's what we do.
But he bleeds when he gets hit by really powerful beings.
Right.
We haven't really seen him bleed, I think, when he interacts too much with the environment. So I don't know if that makes a difference.
Well, when he was fighting that weird creature, half human android thing, before it killed himself, there was a shot where it takes him, Mark, and like slams him onto the concrete.
Right.
And he was bleeding at that point, like he had a little blood in the mouth.
Inconsistent power levels, man.
I mean, it's all over the place.
Or the power level of that thing is more
when it's slamming him down
than
a choo-choo
having
train.
The train. I mean, think of Dragon Ball Z.
Could we get Neil deGrasse Tyson to go through frame by frame and analyze the physics of what causes Mark to bleed and what doesn't?
Yeah, I think
you
that's
bleed?
a good one for you.
You will.
But we do have a comment here from Borderline Millennial. My one word is damn. I hope I nailed the delivery.
So if you combine all of our words plus the word in the comment, if we do it go in order, it's unbelievable montage, Mark. Damn.
Wow. Yeah. That's
Which
a
works
fantastic
perfectly
sentence.
for your thing of like Mark's the end montage, which we're kind of doing this in any order that I feel. That ending montage I think is a great way. Obviously, you set up season 2, which Omni-Man is going back. Well, actually, we don't know where the hell Omni-Man's going. For all we know, he's going to another planet to start a new family, just say fuck it and leave Earth alone. For all we know,
to Viltrumite,
or maybe
who knows? Maybe we'll never see him again,
or we'll never see him again.
Maybe they're just like
done.
They're just over.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
It doesn't make any narrative sense to bring him back. He's played his part.
So I think like with season 2 and like what we see with that montage, I think season 2 is going to be a lot more obviously Earth-based focus, and Mark now kind of being. Could we argue then that Mark is the strongest thing on planet Earth right now? Now that Omni-Man is gone,
I don't know. Well, remember the lion thing? Actually,
that thing's like an intermittent. Yeah,
he was on another planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like he would be, but I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't say that he's going to remain that way, because we did see some villains in that montage doing some stuffs. And also those metal things that are now under Cecil's control, the androids.
They're
They
gold.
did give him... Huh?
They're gold.
Yeah,
They graduated
look
from
like
silver to gold.
They got an
gold.
upgrade.
So
and
they get
gave
platinum
Omni-Man
next.
some problems. They're still going to give Invincible some problems.
You
so.
could argue Cecil's the most powerful man on the planet.
Cecil's the most knowledgeable
Hey,
guy.
Okay, the funniest line in this whole episode was when they go into that room
Yeah.
and they talk about the light spectrum and they're like, we've been lacing everybody's waters in the United States so they can't see a certain light spectrum. I just cackled at all the conspiracy theorists out there. Like, you see, it's real. That's why you can't drink the water.
That's why you can't get your COVID vaccine shot.
Fluoride is everywhere.
I like that there was an emphasis on stuff being invisible.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that was it. That was super interesting, and the explanation's kind of goofy, but also kind of cool. The idea that you're intaking a chemical that would affect your vision and the lights that you can see. I'm like, oh, that's super.
Also proves Mark is still part human, right? Because
That's right.
if I would assume with a Viltrumite like Omni-Man,
Could he
maybe-
see it?
I don't know. I guess we don't know.
Yeah, we don't.
But-
no, I think we.
Though I think Omni-Man also did have a line. It's like, even with you, you're a Viltrumite because it's more
Viltrumite blood is stronger.
is stronger. So it's
Yeah.
you're pretty much a pure Viltrumite. Because that's
Also-
why it's you're gonna live for
Thousands
thousands
of
and
years.
thousands of years.
Well, actually, I think we know that Omni-Man wouldn't be able to see it because he couldn't see the invisible people, and they're using the same.
Well, they're using
Light spectrum
they're using
stuff.
some kind of camouflage. I wouldn't say it's the same thing.
Okay, it's not the same.
They're using
The
something.
camouflage is different than the
Yeah.
light spectrum.
well, it didn't
thingy.
matter. He still killed all of them.
Yes.
Brutally.
He still
That
ripped
was
out
a
some
brute.
spines.
I mean, that was obviously episode 7 when they're at the
Yes.
house and entering. There's that one soldier that he throws out and she's twisted.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was disturbing.
And
Her
he
head- her
doesn't.
head's the wrong
And he
way.
doesn't kill her. He continues onwards to the house. So
I think she blows up though when the house blows up, right? I
Or
assume
she
she's
just
close to the
bled to
radius.
death, or
Yeah.
her spine just couldn't correct.
You remember
herself.
episode 2 or 3 where Mark tries to save the old woman?
Oh,
she's like,
so good.
yeah, that was another one where it's like, oh god.
man, it's
every episode had its moment where you're just like, this show is.
So what part of this episode
Live as
would you
well.
say you had the biggest kind of emotional reaction to? Good or bad, where you're like, I hate this, or this is deep, or I feel bad for this character.
Well, the easy one is the line. The easy one is, "I'll have you, Dad.
Mhm.
I'll still have you." That for me right there was, it was a culmination of that battle between it wasn't even a battle, the beatdown,
Ass
that
whooping.
Omni-Man, the ass whooping that
Ass whooping.
Omni-Man gave his son. I mean, it was just you can tell
Can't
Mark is
misbehave.
like, damn it, what is wrong with you? And everything, his whole life has been kind of a lie, and then you see Omni-Man's reaction to it, where he pauses and then he's like,
And there's the flashback scene.
He's like, he has the flash. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the
guys,
fucking
baseball
scene
saved
right
Mark's
after that.
life. America's game.
America's sport. It's true. But yeah, I mean that's the easy one. For me, that's the one.
I think the big one, I think overall is going to be Debbie's character, the mother. The things that
Good one.
he said about her, the line that sticks out to me is when he's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
it's
she's like a
fucking
pet."
harsh.
Yeah, she's
Like that
He's like,
is
I love her,
har-
but like a pet.
That's harsh as fuck.
it is hard.
Jesus.
But
Damn.
also, and it's gonna
I
sound
think
weird.
that's
Makes sense when you live for thousands of years.
It's a blip in
How
a
can
moment.
you not
yeah.
look at things that don't live?
I
that
mean,
long?
I think a lot of that dialogue. There's some lies to that though, because
Yeah,
I do feel like obviously
100%.
if she was just a pet, he would have killed her.
Put her down for her.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go
Kill
if
Megatron?
Megatron, my cat, gets in my way, I'm not gonna go and kill him,
That's true.
right?
yeah.
I guess that's true, but I just feel like he wouldn't have put up with a lot of that stuff though if she was just a pet.
I don't know. So again, with Megatron being a cat, he'll scratch up, the furniture. He will throw up his food.
Right.
But I'm not gonna I will put up with it. I'm not gonna okay, Megatron, you're done. Long live the human race. Goodbye.
Wait, really? You wouldn't?
No. Now, if he I don't know, had an armada and little cat tanks and they were gonna then yeah, that's a different story. But I don't know.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Wait, is that what's happening? Are cats gonna?
They've been they chose to be domesticated. And I think that is for their long-term plan of
World
human
domination.
domination.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure he would eat you if he had the chance.
Yes,
Just like Debbie would eat Omni-Man.
Again, I don't.
Just
I
saying,
don't
yeah.
think it's like
No.
oranges
to
to
apples?
It's. Wait, I thought it was
exactly the
oranges to
same.
oranges.
I thought it was bananas to berries.
No, that's what would be if two things are different.
Oh, I've got it all wrong.
Now I really want an orange. Yeah, I hate oranges. You can't- Yeah, oranges suck.
Oranges are horrible. Those like white bits. Ugh.
I like oranges.
Get out.
I like orange juice. Grapes are the
You
best.
poor
fruit.
souls. You poor souls. Grapes.
A couple other big talking points here. So
I
robot,
didn't get to pick mine.
you're what?
My
The most emotional
Oh, your
Robot.
emotional response? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were a robot.
I am robot.
Well, I wanted to talk about
I'm
robot.
a clone of Rexplode. I think the most emotional for me was a lot of the battle, specifically the train scene when Omni-Man is proving like you can't save anyone. Like, look, I'm just gonna show how many people I can kill with your body.
Yeah.
And then also the building part where
that's right.
he's holding it up, and then he has the mother by the arm and the kid, and then it collapses, and then he's still holding on to the arm, and it's just
Of the mother.
detached.
You have no idea what happened to the daughter.
Dead.
Prob-
most
yeah,
likely, you know,
crushed.
and so but that to me like hits this point of like he's still a very new hero, and like even with this battle and all the the revelations with his dad, like I forget the number they say, but they said thousands of people died, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
With this battle, and he's directly responsible for that, because it's like his body that was getting thrown around, you know. So I think to me that really hit home in terms of just the collateral damage, and it's something that a lot of these superhero properties don't always follow through on, right? Like think of some of the DC movies and the Marvel movies, obviously, like they'll touch on it, obviously with like the Sokovia stuff in Marvel, and then in Man of Steel to like Batman v Superman with the whole Zod battle. But this just took it to a different level, I think, really delving into the characters and what they're feeling.
So speaking like Omni-Man, I think you said it best, where he's literally using Mark's body as a weapon to kill people. So these Viltrumites, they live forever. We get Omni-Man's like true past, right? Where Viltrumite decided that they needed. They're basically kind of like Spartans to a degree, where it's like trial by fire, make everyone super super strong, and then start invading the entire galaxy. One of the things I thought was interesting is during that flashback sequence, you're showing a bunch of Viltrumites. One of them,
the battle where they just kill each other,
and they're killing each other. But there was one Viltrumite that looked like a older / tubbier version of Omni-Man, and some people are posting on social thinking, is that his father? So Omni-Man's or Invincible's grandfather, right? And is it potential? Do we think he's going to be the one kind of leading, this next whatever force that's going to come for Earth to take it over, destroy it, whatever?
It would make sense because I think there's a line Omni-Man drops where he says, "I was born after the Civil War."
Yeah,
it was that I was born well after the new type of rules were in place or whatever.
Oh, I thought he was part of it.
So he wasn't a direct part of it.
Yeah,
and we have to wonder, right? Like if we're talking about power levels, like how powerful is he of a Viltrumite?
Right.
Well, he also said to Mark, he said, the older you get, the stronger you get.
Right. Yeah.
So whoever is like if this guy
is old,
then he's probably like one of the top most powerful people out there.
Top dog.
Could you imagine you have the ability to live forever, get more strong, and instead of like exploring or understanding the universe, you just want to conquer it and kill everything?
I mean, I guess that if you live forever, right, you can do literally every possibility.
Well, I guess the big thing though
Seems
is
like they've kind of.
I don't think that they live forever. They live
I
for
think it's-
thousands of years.
Yeah.
That's I think.
But essentially, I guess compared to anything else, right? It's like it's so long at that point. You can do whatever.
How many times?
Especially like if you compare it to Earth, right? Like there's like you're gonna live generations and generations. Like he could live on that planet for 500 years and not really age that much. You know,
Much
what I'm
like
saying?
a hero from Earth itself.
The Immortal. Oh, he's another character that was in the ending montage, or well, not the montage, in the different light, the light area.
Yeah.
That
they're trying to put him back together.
Yeah.
So he's basically kind of based off of what Vandal Savage from DC,
That's what it seems.
where some kind of meteor or something gives him long or immortal life.
Right. And there's flashbacks of him being different. Like he was Abraham
Heroes.
Lincoln, and he was, you know.
Or
this
no,
and that.
he assassinated. I thought that was he assassinated.
I thought he was Lincoln. I don't know. He looked like
both.
He looked. Could you imagine?
Yes.
He looked like Lincoln to me. But I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Well, maybe.
That part. I mean, that was obviously the beginning part of this episode. Well, no,
No,
that was the
7.
end of episode 7.
Yeah, mid to end when he's coming. When the
He's
Mauler
screaming,
brothers-
"Hey, why'd you do this? Omin-man, I'll kill you!
Omin-man! Oh, man. Immortal. Yeah. Immortal, yeah.
Shout out to Ross Marquand.
Oh, is that the voice?
The voice actor who also did the voice for Red Skull and Infinity War. And,
Oh, wow. Did not know that.
Oh, cool.
he did his Hugo Weaving impression.
Nice. Yeah.
Good old Hugo.
So moving back to Robot, we see more of Robot and the Guardians of the Globe. They were obviously benched for a while.
Yeah.
And then eventually they just say, fuck it. And then they go out and help doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Robot as this weird kid.
I think it's
Explode
hilarious.
Junior.
Yeah. It's like weird, but you get it, I guess, on some level. So it seems like he's doing it because he has a crush on Monster Girl.
Right.
We also find out that Robot isn't actually a robot per se.
He's a human.
It was a drone, essentially, of
Right.
the doctor. Do we know that? Was that of a scientist?
Yeah, the lumpy guy.
The lumpy baby.
Lumpy.
The potato head guy.
Yeah. Lumpy man.
He's
I wish he
he's a
would've lived.
genius and he's 30 years old.
right.
Oh, he's only 30?
He's 30, he says.
Oh, okay. See, now that makes a lot more sense because Monster Girl is like 21 or 24.
Yeah, this is back in
So now it makes
episode.
more
Yeah,
sense.
it's back
Okay.
in
Yeah,
episode
they're
7.
similar age, but they're stuck
Yeah.
in bodies
There's-
that do not reflect their age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So
Which makes it even weirder.
so actually, now it just makes sense.
Nope.
No,
It's all
he saw
weird.
that she liked Rexplode
Yeah.
on some level and was like, "That's the boy I'm gonna pick." Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
He's totally weird.
I mean, he
Creepy.
violated another person's like
He violated a bunch.
privacy, human rights. Like I don't know.
I mean, he broke out criminals to like do this whole thing for him. Like, there's a lot of shit.
He gave them like secret government weapons
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot going here
But
where
then
it's
he
like
put them
Was
back
that-
in jail.
Was that Robot that did
Yeah,
that? 'Cause
Robot did
it
all of
didn't
that.
see a robot hand let them out of jail. It looked like a suited hand.
what do you mean a suited hand?
Cecil.
Little Cecil action.
I think it was him. I thought he was in the control
Yeah, he
room
was in the
now.
control room that was watching and letting them out. This
I
is
thought-
back in like episode.
I thought
or
he
3.
like like used their hands and then like knocked them out or something. And you know, to be fair, when they escaped, he made sure like nobody I think died in that escape. But I don't know. It's still kind of shady. It's all shady.
He's morally, he's
Corrupt.
He's morally
corrupt.
excellent.
Yeah, I don't know about
just
that.
kidding.
But anyway, do we think? I mean, I forget which character, but when Rex is cleaning the blood off,
Oh yeah.
they all kind of come together finally as a team, which I thought was kind of cool. So I think they are finally stepping up as like the true
The new
guardians of the globe. Yeah,
So you know what that means for season 2.
they're all gonna
They're
die.
gonna die.
Mark will kill them because he will take up the mantle of being a true Viltrumite and preparing the Earth for invasion.
Well, isn't that what he's gonna have to do? Like he needs to get stronger, and he needs to get like
stronger
tougher,
quick, and
very
by a
quick.
lot. Yeah.
I mean, he got fucked up by thugs like in the episode 5, but by the
But
hired
he's
hands.
young. So all that
guess.
this is actually very simple, right?
He needs to go in a
Cecil-
hyperbolic time chamber.
Cecil has a lot of technology on his hands and a lot of knowledge. He probably has something that can speed up the age of someone. Put him in like a little thing there. He ages. Hopefully, he becomes stronger, and boom.
Is it gonna be like Power
Do you-
Rangers? He's gonna get his power up, like where he gets his, his power up suit, so he's even more powerful.
Do you think there'll be a time component, like time travel? Because like if he does live for hundreds and thousands of years, right? Maybe we see like a version of Mark from 1,000 years jump back in time and help him out. That'd be kind of interesting.
I mean, superhero time travel, they're pretty
sh-
much
the show-
synonymous.
The
at
show
this
is
point.
touched on a lot of
Synonymous.
things. So we have like magic, we have technology, we have aliens, we have, like ancients, like the mortal, ancient stuff coming in. So yeah, time travel. Not saying that it'll definitely happen,
Time
but
Force.
it would be definitely an interesting thing for them to play with, and they're willing to touch on consequences of powers and things like that. So it'd be cool if they introduce that element, see how it would mess up these characters, because it's not going to be pretty.
Do you think Mark will join the Guardians of the Globe?
No, because I think he's gonna go. I think we're gonna see him kind of not necessarily close off, but I think he's gonna realize he needs to keep his distance.
Well, not only that, I think also, as much as he probably at this point hates his father, he still grew up wanting to be him, and I think it's gonna be. And his father was clearly worked alone, didn't want to join the Guardians, and I think that's gonna be a part of him that
he wanted to
still
kill
wants to continue that maybe. Yeah.
Of being
whatever.
solo.
Oh, so because he wants to be like his dad, he will also kill the Guardians of the Globe.
Exactly. No. But I think that's going to be a part of him though, that wants to do things alone. And I think part of it will be a part of him still wants to make his dad proud.
So I may have missed this. So Mark gets his powers right at the beginning of the season. His dad is kind of hesitant.
Yeah.
His dad becomes a little bit abusive, where he flat out punches him in the face.
It's the Viltrumite way, okay?
That's what it sounds
Different
like.
culture.
It sounds
Like
like,
the
this-
Spartans,
it's,
kinda like you
it's
said.
yeah, it's to be tough on them, right? To make them stronger.
Put them as a
Why?
baby on a
Why did he kill the Guardians then and there again? What was the reasoning?
So I think I could be wrong, and I think our producer will jump in to correct me. It seems like the Viltrumite plan is that you send a guy to a planet, and I think you're supposed to breed to create a new Viltrumite, and then together, and then that frees up you to keep hopping from planet to planet, kind of breeding as you go. I don't know.
No, I thought the plan for Viltrumites is you go there and take out the strongest.
Yeah.
Conquer.
Yeah, you basically conquer, but you do it single-handedly.
He doesn't really explain why he waited so long.
That's what I'm confused by.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess
But
if you
maybe there is a reason.
right, yeah, and if you go off the actions, right, he does it when he finds out Mark has the ability. So that's the direct tie-in there.
So I wonder.
He waited once.
Yeah,
once
Mark's
he
power
had
showed
that,
up. Then he went and he killed them. So I wonder then, is the planet being looked at from a distance, right? Like, are Viltrumites, they send their people to go and conquer worlds, but then is there something watching them or detecting? And if his powers are showing up, can the Viltrumites detect another Viltrumite? So maybe he had to accelerate things because he knows that they're coming or expecting something of him.
I wonder if it is part of the breeding thing, right? So if he had to go there, and part of the infiltration, kind of like you said, is continuing.
But he never said that when he was doing his flashback discussion of what they do. There was no mention of breeding and having offspring as a necessary
True, but
way of.
But if you go off
doing
the
that.
actions, right? He obviously had this son, and he did this when his son had the ability. And when he's talking to Mark, right? He's like, Mark, we need to talk. And he reveals the plan and everything. He's like, we have to do this together. So maybe he felt like he wasn't strong enough to conquer the planet by himself, and that he needed his son. And then he knew he had to take out the Guardians, right? So that's the biggest threat on the planet out of the way. And then with Mark, he could probably take over the entire planet.
here's the breeding thing too. If their goal is to conquer the galaxy, and they started off wiping out 50% of that population, that's a numbers problem. That's why they went to this format of sending one to a planet. Eventually, you'd run out of Viltrumites to continue doing that mission.
Right.
Breeding has to be part of the planet at some point, just from a pure numbers of being able to conquer all the planets in the galaxy.
But he did seem upset that his son had powers.
Totally.
And now you mentioned they did the
Yes.
50% thing. What's 50% of 2?
I think it's 3.
So maybe
No, it's 1.
maybe he's required to
Kill his son.
kill his son, or his son is required to kill him. I don't know. Actually.
That would be pretty cool.
like a Highlander thing.
Yeah, yeah.
There can only be one.
Oh, just the hand thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So maybe the idea was take out the strongest, and then these two take out the rest of Earth.
And then take out
and then
one
they-
of the other.
They fight each
Well,
other.
so Omni-Man talks about, he's like, they can just surrender and, submit to the Empire,
That's
right?
right. That's
So I think my theory is he's like, well, there's better numbers in 2. And with my son, we can do it together. Because, Cecil got pretty close to killing him. If you if you
With
go
the
back,
big monster thing.
yeah, if you go back and watch episode 7, like he
An episode
got
8, right?
He got a
Oh,
good
right.
he got a good. Well, episode 8's just
Yeah.
Omni-Man kicking Mark's ass.
Right. Yeah, those two. Cause I rewatched 7 right before 8, so
Yep.
they're
Yeah,
together.
and again, if you think about it, like Omni-Man doesn't kill the Guardians and then walk out of there fine. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
out
being-
for a while.
Yeah, he's almost
you
been to a
know?
pulp.
So maybe in his mind, his plan was I kill the Guardians, I don't tell Mark about it, and then I somehow trick him into being like, let's take over the planet together. Yeah.
father.
Because remember his plan is, and here's the other part of his plan. Once the Guardians are out of it, and before it even too, he's like, I'm going to train you, son. I'm going to train you in these ways, blah, 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 whatever. He probably wanted more time to manipulate him and get him
That's
over
true.
to the idea.
That's very true. 'Cause
Remember, this
Cecil-
all gets accelerated
Yeah.
because Debbie and Cecil find out.
Yep.
It's not supposed to happen here. You see him
That's a good
practicing
point.
the speech in 7 of like how he's going to tell Mark and whatever. So he
that
clearly
wasn't
had
part of the
more of a
plan.
plan to do it.
Yeah.
And to Michael's point, he is upset because obviously there is a part of him that has really liked humanity and doesn't necessarily want to go through with this. But as I think he says in 8, like, it's the plan. I kind of have to go with it. You
Yeah.
know, like this is what
Or he thinks he
I
has
came
to.
here to do. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he did it already. He took on. We saw Omni-Man go to that weird time shifty
Oh
alien race, and he was there for a couple of years, obviously,
of their time.
of their time, and he destroyed their entire world. So he can
He-
do it.
But if he's facing a planet of his own power, only thousands of himself.
On Earth.
Yeah, like if he goes against Viltrumite, they'd kill him
That's-
instantly.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. It would be Omni-Man versus thousands of Omni-Mans.
I think the way to look at it too is similar to what Arjuna was saying, and also from our comments here on YouTube. As always, we live stream these podcasts every Monday and Fridays on our YouTube channel. One of the comments here is saying that Omni-Man was faking it when he killed the original Guardian, so that they took him in and saw him all wounded, he wouldn't be a suspect. So if he's not a suspect and the Guardian's out of the picture,
I think we know that's not true, though, because we did see Immortal come in episode 7, right? And, you know, Omni-Man still killed him, but still was still punching the shit out of him. And
No, I think the comment is from when in episode 1.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I don't think Omni-Man was faking it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I think they were giving him trouble. But
the other thing too is like when it comes back to these Viltrumites having kids and everything, something happened where he for whatever reason had feelings for Debbie,
yeah,
and then had the kid,
His pet.
So
and then had feelings for the kid.
whatever, I'm not entirely sure what that was, but I wonder if it's not necessarily part of some Viltrumite plan. If it might just be a simple thing of he got the feels.
He did. I mean, he
was
did.
horny.
That's why he's upset that Mark has the powers.
Yeah.
At least I think part of it. I mean, part of it might be because
We also have a really good comment here
Yeah.
for the whole breeding and maybe the 50% thing.
yeah.
It's important to, and this is from Borderline Millennial, I feel like it's also important to remember that when Omni-Man just straight up left Mark to die when he was getting destroyed by the crew.
By machine heads.
Machine
guys.
Heads. He left, so that
Yeah, he let
in a
Mark
way,
die,
That could be what we.
Well, it's
one
the
of
tough.
the
It's the
theories,
tough
like,
love.
Tough love, or if
Yeah.
he dies, I'm the strongest of these two. So
I don't know if it's. I don't think
Rule
it's.
of two.
I don't think it's the rule of two. I think it's
or
just
the 50%.
It's the I think it's the Viltrumite way of like tough love, right? When they are
Sure.
going through their first training, he pushes him off the roof.
He punches
right?
him in the face.
He punches him in the face. He's a little like you don't see that from like a normal human father.
Wait, Dad didn't do that to you
but
guys?
They're psychos.
He did not push me off the roof. No.
You do though. They're psychos, but they're the ones who produce like the Michael Jordans, the Michael Jacksons. Like you have the abusive.
Oh no, we're not going to that.
He's the bald guy.
Marshall, no.
Marshall. Town rat.
Mark, no.
Well, when it comes to Cecil and the government, their thought process is clearly, sacrifice the few to save the many. It's
Whatever
very
it takes.
That's very much, Cecil in this government that we see. Do you think at any point Cecil was fully in control and just kind of faking it?
Thinking what?
So
I have a
fake,
different
like he
perspective
was
on this.
definitely obviously very nervous. He was throwing everything he could. But do you think? Because I have a theory that they've got like a secret moon base. They've got like more weapons than they can count.
I have a different perspective on this. I think they truly feared Omni-Man because they're like, he's going to kill all of us. And like, there's a true fear. I think at the end of this season, there's a big relief for Cecil and the entire government because now Omni-Man is at least not on the planet and they have his son kind of in their pocket. And he's young and they can manipulate him and they can kind of shape him now, right? Now Cecil is kind of like his mentor, not Omni-Man. So they kind of have to be feeling at least better than they did an episode
They
or two
feel
ago. They're like, that's what
cost them all.
that's why I said I think Cecil is like the most powerful man now on the planet, right? Because he has all of these resources. He knows he can actually hurt Omni-Man, right? He did a pretty good job of doing it. He now has Mark, and Mark's definitely on his side. After all of this, right? He's definitely on the side of humanity.
Right.
Whether Cecil and the government really are on the side of humanity, maybe that remains to be seen, right? But they have the power. They have the resources. And
Definitely the resource.
And you saw like throughout this season, right? A lot of the elements you saw at play, they now have in their back pocket, right? The robot, the humanoid robot things.
Cyborgs.
They have the immortal back,
in some fashion. We're not entirely sure yet what that looks like.
Right, but
The Guardians are coming together.
yeah,
they're becoming
their
a
version
team.
of the Guardians, yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically he's Nick Fury.
He's like I feel like he's a more evil Nick Fury.
Definitely
and-
more
and
evil.
Even Nick Fury doesn't have the same level of power and influence that Cecil does.
Yeah.
Cecil's like a global level.
Cl-
He's experimenting.
Yeah.
With like cloning and gene manipulation. Like, didn't he say that the big monster in episode 7?
They pumped it with drugs.
Pumped him with like drugs
Yeah.
and made him like, I don't know,
Took
18
away its
times
like
more
feelings
powerful.
or something.
Yeah, mess with that. So his level. Of,
Yeah, he'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah, his level though of like control of the science, and we'll see if there's some magic that he's got behind in his pocket. Actually, yeah, because then they banished the demon detective.
Yeah, he's
So
banished for now.
He's got like, some magic. He can make like a
So
little circle.
last thing on Cecil, real quick. So he wears a red tie,
So
and he
does the
works
Hitman.
and he works in government.
Yeah, so
Now there's
I don't see what it's saying.
no.
is he a Republican?
I don't think it's relevant.
Many
in this
presidents
context.
actually have worn red ties. Red ties are
well, Cecil's not
Red is
president.
powerful.
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's a very like it's not it is the color of the Republican Party, but a lot of non-Republicans wear
I
red
think
ties.
in this case it's a representation for all the blood that he has on his hands.
Ooh.
Obviously, like Chicago. Well, I don't know if that's on his hands, but you know what? He helped.
I mean,
somebody's-
is
yeah,
there
that's true.
when you look at this entire situation? So Debbie, Cecil, they know they're putting pieces together. They want to let Mark know. Do you think there was a better way to handle this?
Yes. Cecil, I would say, is not the greatest people person. His timing and delivery leave much to be desired. But, teenagers are going to teenage, and what is he going to do?
Teenagers are gonna teenage.
Yes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
See? Yeah, you can control them.
Oh my!
I hope they show up in this show.
What do we think Adam Eve? So she wanted to go and help them. This is episode 7, obviously, but when they were fighting, she wanted to go in and help, and she didn't. She ended up in episode 8 coming back to the Guardians. Some kind of reconciliation with her and Rexplo, the grown up one, not the kid one. You have to differentiate now, obviously. So what do we think there? Do we think she's going back to her nature-loving ways, or is she sticking around, or?
I think she's going to feel probably a responsibility like many of these heroes are with like the void of Omni-Man, right? Because like he's the Superman, parallel or
And her
or
powers are
similarity.
kind of like extreme.
Yeah.
Like create.
Her powers. I think, whenever that big battle between Earth and the Viltrumites happen, I think she's gonna
She's
be
gonna be like a key.
big time because she can control and recreate and reorganize atoms and everything.
And here's the thing, right? Everyone's like, yeah, Mark's the next Omni-Man, but he also got his ass kicked by Omni-Man. So I don't think other heroes on the planet are just going to be like, yeah, this is the guy that's going to save us. Oh, wait, he
Got his ass
literally
kicked.
got the shit kicked out of him. So I feel like she will represent a lot of heroes that feel like they need to step up and potentially fill that void.
Start training.
Yeah, and especially because
Train montage.
Especially because like everybody knows Omni-Man's still alive. He like went up into space, so there will be this fear of he could come back, and he could attack or whatever. Obviously, the general public don't know about this whole Viltrumite type of thing, but they know that Omni-Man's out there and is bad. And now all those years of him being a hero or lies
Mean nothing.
and he could do the opposite, like he devastated Chicago, and he wasn't even trying to, right? He was just beating up at Mark.
Throwing around like a paper
I did-
ragdoll.
I did love the line from Alan where it's like, "Oh, I meant to tell you, there's a Viltrumite living on Earth." I was like, "Oh my god,
Good old Seth Rogen.
amazing, yeah."
They got the perfect voice actor.
Oh, it's so perfect.
The entire like voice acting group, I think, did an amazing job.
Yeah, that's a great.
Let's look back at our bold predictions here.
I think
So
we got 3 for
nailed
3 here.
we
Nailed it.
these were some interesting ones. Obviously, we only did one other pod on this show before this finale, and during that, Christian, myself, and Arjuna had some predictions. We'll start with Arjuna's because it's the most hilarious. Omni-Man is murdered by Mark, but the world doesn't know about Omni-Man's evilness, and Invincible is viewed as the bad guy.
Pretty close.
Not
Think
even
about it.
Not even close.
If you change some of the names and some of the details in the sentence, I think I nailed it.
What? No.
Yeah,
It would be a whole new
if I change this to Omni-Man flies away and Mark survives,
Nailed it. Yeah,
That's
you're
not
right,
how
you're
that
right.
works. So no point for
I
Juna.
do have one question on that, real
Yep.
quick. The world obviously saw Omni-Man killing everyone,
immortal.
killing Immortal, right?
Yeah.
So they know he's bad. The world does not know Invincible is
His son.
Omni-Man's son, right?
Yeah.
But would they have seen the interaction between the two? The only reason I ask is that if they're talking, and obviously, but then they see Mark get beat up, so never mind.
Yeah.
So I think it's
I also wonder if they're going to play into the idea of like Omni-Man truthers, right? Where people are like, oh, the Immortal is the bad one and Invincible was bad, right? And he was just protecting himself or something like
Yeah.
that. Or
Yeah, I
like
just
maybe
want-
he's undermined.
I just- Yeah.
Remember, he is this revered hero on this world. I wonder if there's going to be that part of like.
There's going to have to be backlash against
Yeah,
public
heroes.
backlash
Right.
toward to Invincible. You
And
know?
Immortal,
'Cause it
right?
was-
If he's
it was-
still a thing.
It was highly publicized, obviously. The world
Yeah.
watched it live. So
Christian, your bold prediction was Amber dies, and it sends Mark off the deep end.
yeah, didn't quite
She
happen.
didn't even get close to dying.
Which
Yeah,
one's
which one's
worse,
bad?
Amber dying or Omni-Man saying that he basically hates Mark's mother?
Which one's worse?
Yes.
Well, they're not really. That's two different. You can't say which one's worse. That's weird. I don't know. Which one's worse? Amber dying. Amber dying because that's the one dying.
Burger King closing down. That's the worst one.
You.
Oh man,
shitty
I could
man.
totally go for some Burger King.
Have
right
it your
now.
way.
Anyway,
Unbelievable.
and then
I bet
my bold prediction was the mom Debbie dies and Omni-Man frames someone for it.
That one's close too. If she died,
He kind of killed her in the sense of the memory
Emotionally?
emotionally.
he didn't frame anyone for it though. He just
He
straight
took
up said,
he straight up said it and took ownership.
"She's my pet.
Yeah. She's my
dog."
No.
So in true fashion, let's do some reckless speculation or bold prediction for season 2.
Fuck yeah.
Play the drop, Michael.
I'm sure everyone has one. Christian, if you'd like to go first, tell us your most insane bold prediction for season 2. And granted, real quick,
Most insane.
I think that we should preface it at the get-go. Invincible is based off a graphic novel. There are multiple books, multiple things out there. None of us here on the podcast have actually read anything.
Can't
Our
read.
producer has.
Spoiler alert, none of us know
we
how to
have.
read, so
Yes.
that's why we don't.
I can't read.
And we're not good at interpreting pictures either.
What's art?
Yeah, what is art? I don't know. I think the thing we just watched.
Whoa, that's deep.
He did say it was perfect.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I cannot find a flaw with that finale. Bold prediction for season 2. I think I don't know if it's crazy, but I'm gonna say Alien Alan or Alan the alien will return with a small contingent of off-worlders. And I think the plot for season 2
It's like the Guardians
is
of the
actually going to
Galaxy.
become more
Galaxy.
galactic for our main character, Mark.
So
I
you-
think I think some off-world help will come to help him unlock maybe a different level of his power.
So Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. No, better than that.
Whoa.
Better than Guardians.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
June,
So,
do you have a bold
it's not,
prediction?
it's not crazy, but...
Yeah, my bold prediction is that.
Oh, I know. Omin-Man will die.
No. Omni-Man will not show up in season 2 and will just be referenced and kind of feared about his return.
Like this illusion.
And the real enemy will be Cecil and the government, and they will actually create a clone of Mark
Wow. Why would they create a clone of Mark?
because they can control it.
Because if they know an army of Viltrumites are coming, maybe you need your own army of Viltrumites. And Mark is the only Viltrumite on Earth.
Also, I don't think it's a coincidence, right? That
Coincidence.
and Michael mentioned this, right? It's like, are you sure it was a robot hand? It could have been a man with a red tie. And then that got me thinking, right? Why would Cecil want the Mahler twins out to create a clone? Oh, maybe it's because of genetics and because he wants to see how good is their cloning ability, and could they potentially then clone other heroes that they could potentially control.
If you can have,
maybe he was trying to. Maybe he's going to clone Omni-Man. Who knows?
Yeah,
create a good Omni-Man.
you gotta get the mind. You want to make sure your mind manipulation is perfect before you clone on Omni-Man.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just gonna create the very problem that you've been trying to.
When that collar didn't work very well.
Yeah,
so my bold prediction is going to be Cecil is going to clone.
Hey, you bastard!
No, Cecil's going to clone himself because the world needs more Cecil.
Wait, that would be weird.
No, my bold prediction is going to be
There will be blood.
what is it? Adam Eve.
Yeah.
Adam Eve, robot, and all the globe. Guardians of the Globe. Yeah, the Globetrotters. All the Guardians of the Globe will all end up dead in either the first or second episode.
Wow.
And you're gonna have a whole new slew of characters introduced.
Shit.
What is this? Attack on Titan?
Basically. Like you'll maybe have like one rando, like maybe Robot survives, but like everybody else that you've kind of come to like seen as a background character, they'll just end up dead. And then Mark's like really good friend, he's gonna survive, even though he should have died like a billion fucking times.
Nice. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. Like he knows
He will be the
everything.
one who
Yeah,
survives all the way.
he's gonna
He's like,
survive all the way to the very
Kind
end.
of like Armin.
Yeah.
He's like Armin.
He's the Armin character.
Ugh, Armin. No, Armin's way worse.
Yeah, I agree.
Jonah, go ahead and start us off.
Ravi.
Yes.
Was Invincible season 1 good?
I just said yes, so yes. Yes, it was good. It was great. Lots of violence. Love the color palette. Also love the fact that it reminds me of, the old school Justice League cartoon, but then with tons of blood everywhere.
It reminds me of Young Justice, the animation style.
It's a little more blocky, I think, in certain places. Like while Young Justice is like a more smooth, free flowing,
fluid.
But like the old, like if you look at the older like Justice League or like the 1990s anime Batman, it's got that little like stiffness to it, and this has a little bit of that in some shots for sure.
I've definitely the train sequence had a lot of that stiffness.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. This last episode was interesting. I felt like they changed the animation style slightly for some of it. Like even with Omni-Man's face, it felt like there was just a different
There was
intensity.
one part of something looked like straight up 3D. I forget what part.
It looked almost anime-esque
Yeah.
at one point.
Yeah.
When they're in when he's doing the flashback in Viltrumite,
maybe.
the city is
Yeah.
3D, like a 3D render,
Yeah.
as opposed to 2D.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting if like Earth is like one animation style and other planets are different. That'd be dope. Like maybe one would be AR, and you have to get your phone out, put it on the phone, and you have to. And that'd be.
Is
amazing.
one going to be a scratch and sniff? They send you the little card, and then you scratch the little palette, and you're like, all right. And then it shows the number of what you're supposed to sniff, and you're like, I'm in the planet now.
What the?
Full immersion right there.
That's a Cecil level commitment.
That's a 90s, baby.
Krishna, was Invincible season 1 good?
Hell yeah, it was good. And honestly, my favorite part of the whole thing. Well, okay, one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, sound and music.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And the blood and the guts?
Well, I mean that's
I
obviously
wanted
very
you
high.
to have balls and end this episode by doing the opposite of what you did at the beginning, where you said it was perfect and unbelievable, and say no, it wasn't good. Just completely flip flop.
I would lose my credibility as
Krishna,
a professional podcast.
Episode 33, when you said Triple Frontier was good is official. Is the official mark where you lost your credibility.
Fuck you. Triple Frontier is good. Arjuna, was Invincible good for you?
It was not good for me. It was great for me,
Oh, but not incredible.
but not incredible.
It was not incredible.
Incredibles.
No, it was really good. This was a fun show that was discovered on this planet.
What answer is this?
What? It's like buried treasure. We just discovered it in the Bermuda
Christian, Christian with the teenagers, teenaging,
Teenagers are gonna
teenage, and Arjuna with it was discovered on the Earth.
I mean, Amazon
Yes.
Prime is a little known application, that people don't really know about.
yeah.
It's a little indie thing. It's a little indie project.
I mean, there are probably people that do not realize that Amazon's producing shows, so it's not.
It's very
you
true.
might be kind of right with that statement.
Well, I mean, Amazon Prime is about to be the exclusive rights holders for Thursday Night Football. So, 2022.
Amazon?
Yeah, Prime.
So if you have Prime, you can watch Thursday Night Football.
yeah, on
Oh,
Twitch.
amazing. Honestly, I will say the Amazon Prime thing is getting you a lot of stuff.
So yeah, I mean that Prime membership, man. And you can
Also
you can watch
creating
this
fresh.
you can watch this podcast exclusively on Amazon
YouTube.
Prime.
Does Amazon Prime have a podcast division?
What?
Does
Yeah,
Amazon have?
they have a whole podcast, like
We're on-
Amazon podcasts.
We're on
Yes,
Amazon?
I set it up recently.
Nice.
We are now on Amazon. Thank you, Amazon.
Ooh. We come with your side order of tater tots at Whole Foods.
Nice. Ooh, I like that.
But yes, it
Can we
was
get a
good.
flyer?
And my bold prediction is season 2 will be better than season 1.
Fuck.
My bold prediction is
It has
Arjuna
a-
will eat those words.
My bold prediction is it would be a tough act to follow because season 1 was so good. I'm not saying I expect them not to. I expect it to be incredible, but to live up to. 'Cause here's the thing too. Season 1, we had no idea what to expect from it, and now we've got the world. It's hard to follow up.
Yeah.
Keep things as innovative and fresh.
This is how you make it
the
innovative.
second time around.
Do you remember the very first 2 characters we see in Invincible? It's the 2 security guards at the White House.
Yep.
Season 2 will just be their everyday lives. That's it.
I'd be okay with that.
That would be wild.
That's John Hamm. Yeah, that makes sense.
I forgot about that.
Might as well use the voice talent that you have.
Yeah.
I mean, that took him a day? Less than a day?
It took him 32
An hour?
minutes.
A pee break when he was walking from set to another set?
He could have done that at home, and then they just
Yeah.
They did do it at home. I bet.
I mean, probably this was made
No,
in
John
the last
Hamm.
year.
I've seen him.
He's a
riding
professional.
his bike. And
Wait, what?
he's out in the world, shaking hands, saving babies.
You should not be shaking anyone's hand right now. Still.
You can never shake anyone's hand ever again.
Who,
I
me?
personally will probably never shake another human being's hand.
I've
I'm
already
fine with that.
Shooken.
I've already shooken some hands.
Shooking some hands.
Are you gonna be like Will Ferrell in Talladega Nights, where Sacha Baron Cohen puts his hand out and he's I will never shake your hand, and he's like, but I will do this, and then they make out.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing.
Classic.
The best part is when Sacha Baron Cohen pulls away, you can see him clearly smiling,
Like he's laughing.
like he's laughing.
Please stop, Will Ferrell.
It's great.
And with that, we're going to close this out. Thank you again for tuning in and listening. As always, you can find us on Twitter at Was It Good, on Instagram at Was It Good BTM. Podcast does stream live on our YouTube channel every Monday and Friday. Our next pod, we are doing a special one because tomorrow is May the 4th, and we will be dropping our Bad Batch episode on any platform that you get your podcast. There will also be a cool little VOD clip on our YouTube channel, so definitely check there. Also, Twitter to see how you can be entered for a chance to win a brand new, unopened Lego Millennium Falcon. Not the massive one, just a smaller one.
I
want to preface that. I want to undersell it.
Yeah, because if it was a massive one, I would have made sure I won that competition.
Yeah.
I would not give that away. Sorry.
Never say never.
Yeah. And with that, goodbye.